we've seen Sub to Musty on the channel before. They managed to just barely squeak their way past SNRF into the semifinals, and now they're looking to make sure that that spot was not undeserved. But Slushy, straight off the bat, just pushing in here right along that goal line and just shutting down with a quick offense before anybody from the orange side can get up to stop him. And what a strong initial start. What a way to open up this best of 7. And it's with an early goal from the Caribougang side. And Slushy trying to set up for one more. Miller Lite booms it away. But now it's over to Owen, who needs to try to play this out of his own end. He does manage to get it off the corner and past one, but it's Jobs to try to read it, and it's going to be met there against Slushy, who's trying to set something back up. Both players whiffing the ball, so that leaves Miller to play this back up, and Jobs not able to connect the shot. It's going to end back in the corner, forced to be played back out, but Owen just going to boom it away. It's back to the midfield. It's back over to Slushy, who can't quite find the angle in time. Runs out of boost just before reaching that ball, and it will leave an uncontested goal as Jobs found on the side of it, but is able actually to jump up and get a nice little adjustment to get back in the way of that ball and denies a second goal. But oh no, that miss. Gonna leave this ball straight in front of the net, and you thought for a second maybe they'd barely be able to get it out of harm's way, but it's gonna be Slushy just there to capitalize. Owen tries to do it all himself, but Slushy comes through and makes sure that second goal gets slapped onto the board to give Caribougang their 2-0 lead. It's back over towards the midfield, and we're already seeing Slushy falling back, trying to just make sure Miller Lite can't get a good shot, and he denies the follow through, so that's going to be a boomer back over towards his own goal, and Owen looking to play this out. Low boost here from Steve Jobs. It's not going to be easy for him to get this ball away, but managing to get some pads, manages to get some boost, and Slushy, a shot, but has the last man back. That opens up a dangerous offensive scenario, and Miller Lite there to try to capitalize. No boost on Steve Jobs, so he has to leave it for the teammate, and neither player able to connect onto the net. There's 3 minutes 30 left on the clock, and Slushy gonna sink in another fast one to secure a hat trick for him and a hat trick for the Caribougang as they are looking to slap their way immediately into game 3 off a powerful start here in game number 1. And I say game 3, I guess we're just skipping game 2. But regardless, about 90 seconds in, averaging about a goal every 30 seconds, and Jobs wanting to get one on the board for his own team, but Owen going to be denying that right on the goal line, gets it back over towards mid. Slushy to play this out, does have an opening towards goal. It doesn't quite connect, but he gets a left wide open goal, as you can see that defender trying to come through, just anticipating a fast double touch, and it's just not there. Kind of maybe expecting Owen to get in the way or somebody just to slap that one in before the double can connect, but having to aggress early gets him off the ball, and a 4-0 lead as Caribougang looking dominant here in game 1. It's back to the blue, and Miller wants to play this away, and he will get gifted a whiff there from the orange, but a double commit there on offense going to leave the ball booming over towards the orange goal, and Owen actually not able to connect that one in. I'm not sure he knew he had to. As you could see, Slushy was just kind of trying to roll that one in and secure up a goal, but ends up passing it over to Owen. It's not going to be able to pull it out, and now you're seeing it's Slushy just killing it back over towards the left wall. Trying to touch this away. Miller Lite does kill it high, but Owen to follow. It's going to go deep into the orange, and already Steve Jobs trying just to line up a clear away, but ooh, intercepted. Still found its way into the blue. Jobs trying to see if he can get a demo there for the trouble, but it's going to be boomed back over towards the orange, and Slushy, a fast follow-up shot, going to secure a 5th goal on the board, and with it, a 5-0 lead for the Caribougang. Jumping back into the kickoff, it is just the Caribougang show, and so far the Slushy show, because it seems like he is just hitting absolutely everything, and yet another one sunken in, absolutely carrying this team into the finals right now, because with 2 minutes left on the clock, they're leading by 6 goals here on the Caribougang side, and Sub to Musty looking a little bit worse for wear. Slushy wins the ball over into the orange, and it's hit back towards mid where Owen wants to just try to carry this one away, but Miller trying to get himself into the way, not quite able to find a shot towards net. But it's back over towards the corner, Miller to intercept. You're already seeing, trying to replay this back up mid, but Slushy intercepting. It's back to Jobs, who does have a decent amount of boost, has to invest a good bit of it, can't quite find the net there with that shot, and Owen just going to save it along the crossbar. Boom back into the midfield, gives Jobs an opportunity to intercept. Only 100 seconds left here in game number 1, and trailing by 6 goals, you gotta admit it does kind of look like the Caribougang is really just already looking to win it out, because 7-0 here in game 1. Another slap into the goal as Owen gets it all the way up downfield, and Jobs does his best to try to clear it away, but just ends up sending it high for Slushy to come in and sink in a 7th goal. So 93 seconds. Owen coming up to try to play, and it's hit back down towards mid. A double commit there on the orange, but oh my goodness, I said at least it's going to find him a goal, but it's going to be bouncing off the top crossbar, and they're not even going to be allowed to claim a Brazil, as 7-1 denied there as the 8th goal scored. 8 on the board here for Slushy, just absolutely being the powerhouse of the server right now. Nobody able to get in his way, and it doesn't really seem like anybody needs to. Playing out of his class right now, making sure that they claim that tier 5 victory. And Sub to Musty, sometimes that's just how the cards fall. Jobs to try to play this one out. It's going to lob downfield. Owen intercepting, kills it towards the corner. It's going to be hit right back over towards Miller Lite, and Jobs forced to fall back to their own end, but you can already tell, I mean, the Sub to Musty boys, they know that this one is probably already a far-gone conclusion. So with 60 seconds to go, they're going to be trying to get some confidence back, try to hit some shots, try to warm up in these last minute, and then after that they can look to try to make a run back in game 2, but they're aware that 8 goals in 45 seconds is not very doable, unless they can hit one about every 5, but the 45 fades to 40, and Miller Lite able to get it past 1, not able to find it past 2. Jobs trying to do what he can on the wall to keep that ball in play, but it's going to be Miller Lite to play it back up, and Owen with a boom back downfield that finds it at an 8-0, still with only 25 seconds on the clock, and Miller Lite gets the ball but no boost, gonna have to play it away, gets a nice touch off the clear, but 20 seconds, 18, it is just fading into nothingness as the orange side will be shell-shocked and locked out of game number 1, as Caribougang claim an 8-0 victory in game number 1 to start off the best of 7 very, very strong. Like that, we see game 2 getting itself underway. Already jumping right back into this after a short break, and Slushy meeting against Miller in the midfield. It's a lobber over towards that goal, a roller, sorry, but Miller Lite will be able to start to play this out. He sees it in the corner, 0 boost, but does get the touch past Slushy, but not able to beat out against Owen. It's found over here in front of the orange, and Slushy keeping it in play over towards that orange net. Jobs getting bumped away as well, but the team play comes out. The first touch opening up a shot towards net, but Owen Milestone back over in the net, able to beat his way in front of that ball and denies the first goal over towards the orange, and Slushy trying to do everything he can to deny Miller Lite. You can tell that they've gotten a little bit more used to the aggression. They definitely are picking more up on what the offensive play style of the blue side is, and Steve Jobs coming through, sinking in a goal 41 seconds in to manage to claim the first lead, this time for Sub to Musty, and the first goal of the match for them 6 minutes into it. Jobs meets it out over in mid yet again, and another win over into the blue. That's a beautiful little lie, but it's going to be saved away fast, and Owen wants to try to deny any sort of shot towards goal, and sorry, he wants to open one up, but Jobs getting there just in time to force it into the corner. Owen wants to keep this in play, a back pass to Slushy, and it's going to open up a shot, and it's just going to be 2 on target, and the equalizer scored in beautiful fashion. Owen quite aware of what's going to be happening over towards that corner, just opens it up for Slushy to follow through, sink in a goal, and with it equalize the game 1-1. So now with 4 minutes left, we find ourselves back at the beginning. Slushy not quite able to retain possession there, but low boost on Jobs gonna force that ball away anyway, and this time it's gonna be Owen carrying it in all the way from the midfield, and they just weren't expecting that. Miller, you can tell he's already halfway off the ball, has to turn around to reaggress into this, and by the time he jumps up and tries to save it away, Owen has already sunk it into the middle of that net, so a 2-1 lead. And Caribougang, they gave up the first goal, but immediately striking back with 2, they've reclaimed it. Owen, a potential shot, faking off the ball, and almost works out there against Steve. Hits it back over towards mid, and it's going to be hit back over towards this corner as you see Miller Lite trying just to readjust, get an angle on the ball. Slushy intercepting, though, leaves Jobs there to have to save it away, and he does. So it's back over to Miller Lite. And a miss there from Owen opens up some offense, and a double commit there from the orange player is going to lead this ball deep into the orange corner, and Slushy has the opportunity to go for some sort of shot, some sort of pass. Going to end up just getting a touch on the ball, forcing Jobs off, and Owen doing a good job as well at just spacing himself out against the ball. Opens up another offensive opportunity, wants to get a back pass of his own over towards Slushy, but can't quite land it, doesn't quite have the boost. But they're able to regroup, get back into the fight. Full boost as well. They do double commit there on the defense, but it doesn't end up hurting them too much as this ball for the orange side has seemingly just fell apart. Miller Lite having to fall back to defend the back line, and Jobs not able to get anything with the meager boost he had left. So it's Jobs to play this back towards the wall, and Owen wants to play this away. It's back towards mid, and an opportunity for a double touch, so close but no cigar, as Miller Lite claiming a demo. Oh, but the follow-up shot and Slushy right when things finally start to look over in Sub to Musty's way. Slushy comes through to shut down the fun, stealing it off of the hood there of the orange defender, and that'll be the Caribougang taking another 2-goal lead 2 seconds into the second half. Slushy in the midfield wins out the kickoff. It's over to Owen, who wants to play this off the wall, gets the initial follow-up touch, and wants to try to see if he can center this low, a potential shot, but it goes over mid off the crossbar, and now it's Miller Lite to play this back up. Jobs actually going to cut off just in time, managing to throw off the defenders a bit. And Miller Lite just killing it back towards that wall. Owen to boom downfield. It's not a shot yet, but Miller Lite catches it before it can turn into anything nasty. Wants to play this away, and Slushy just intercepting. It's Jobs playing this off the wall. Wants to go up and see if he can force something. Has a back pass opportunity. Ends up lobbing it over towards the goal, and Miller Lite just can't find the target. It's going to be a fadeaway shot there from Jobs, though. And just at the nick of time, he's able to secure a second goal on the board for Sub to Musty and close that gap back down to 1. Nice adjustment there from him just to sink that ball into the bottom right, make sure that it goes exactly where they want it to. And Owen, a follow-up off the kickoff, doesn't find the net, but does find it pretty close. That's going to be Slushy. Wants to play this away, trying to sneak it in behind Miller Lite, but just in time, an epic save comes through for him. It's back to the wall. No boost here from Jobs, and that leaves Slushy with an open opportunity at the net. He has to try to fall off and save this away, but Slushy, anticipating a hit there from the defender, isn't able to redirect it towards net, and Miller Lite sees the aggression, able to sneak that ball into the one angle that it couldn't be hit in, and Jobs able to carry it away, but he can't secure the goal. It's back to the corner. Owen demoed, and that's going to open up a shot towards net, and Miller Lite's there to deliver. It's a tied game with 68 seconds to go, and just like that, the Sub to Musty side fighting back, showing that the 8-0 is not all they have in the bag. They want to fight out here, get themselves into the finals, and they are doing their best to deliver. 68 seconds to go, getting into that oh so crucial golden goal opportunity, as any goal at this point's a massive advantage, obviously, and it's going to be a fadeaway shot from Jobs, not going to connect. Tight angle, and it's going to be Slushy to try to play this out of the corner. Low boost. Ends up having to fall off, and Owen waiting in the midfield wants to try to play this away against Jobs, and 0 boost there on the orange side player. Not going to be able to find anything past quite yet, And that's going to be, actually, it was looking a little high. It might have just snuck in under the top crossbar. So Owen's save going to deny any sort of concern over towards that, but a rare mistake coming out of the Caribougang. They leave the ball centered up in front of their own goal. You can just tell here, Owen not quite landing the touch he wanted, and Slushy not expecting it to drop in place immediately after. So it's a 4-3 lead as Sub to Musty seemingly finding their footing a bit as they fight their way back in, get themselves a lead, and now for the last 27 seconds, all they need to do is hold it. It's back to Miller Lite. Wants to play this away, does get it past Owen, but it's going to be boomed back over towards the midfield, and a 50 forces it even closer to that orange goal, and that's disastrous. It's bouncing over towards it, but Slushy, luckily for the orange side, not there in time. Owen has to fall back, gets a lobber over towards the orange, and Slushy wants to see if he can slip that past the defenders, but he's not going to be able to do it. Gets the ball with a potential to get this equalizer at the last possible second, but it's going to be denied by Steve Jobs right off the crossbar, and the pinch from the blue-sided players going to be denied, and with it, an equalizer in the series as it becomes a best of 5. The boys in orange fighting back, Sub to Musty denying a 2-0 lead and able to equalize it up at 1-1, but they're going to need to do more than that to be able to secure the best of 7, as it's going to be an equalized playing field. A best of 5 at this point. First to win 3 will take it, and the first to win the first is, of course, going to be the man himself, Slushy, back in form after a not exactly a lackluster game 2, but a little bit of a quieter one. He was definitely the dominating presence the entirety of the first game, so when it gets a little quiet for him there in game number 2, you can see he's able to fight back up, fire himself back up, and get back into it here in game 3. It's an early goal, but a fast follow-up from Jobs trying to sneak it in. It's denied, of course. An easy save there along the goal line, and intercepting there against the clear away. That's going to open up the shot, and Slushy seemingly back in form as dribbles it past both defenders there and just manages to steal away yet another goal. And could this be just a repeat of game number 1? That would be disastrous for Sub to Musty, as they worked so hard against a 3-1 lead to fight back into game number 2 and finally steal it away. But Slushy is already dominating them. It's 28 seconds into the match, 3 shots, 3 goals. It's a hat-trick lead, and we're not even into the second minute. So it's back towards the midfield. Slushy intercepting there against Miller Lite, and it's one over into the orange yet again, and his kickoffs have just been so good here against the orange side. They just haven't been able to get one of their own to really, I mean, they've had a few there you could see in game 3 where they were able to beat it past and manage to open up a shot towards net, but so far they've just been such dominating kickoffs. Finally, a back and forth affair allowed to show itself, but back over towards mid. Slushy back to defend the goal, and Owen now in the back line, so it allows the re-aggression here and opens up a potential pass, but it's back to the corner. Owen there, able to hit it back towards mid, and that's a beautiful little center, but Miller going to kill it towards the wall. It's back over to Jobs. Potential for a booming pass over towards his teammate, gets it to the corner, but Slushy going to intercept that. Jobs trying desperately to hunt him down. It's going to force Slushy to get out of the fight, and that's going to leave Owen here. Potential to play this away. Jobs trying to flick it past, ends up centering it straight over for the boy in blue, and that's going to be Owen scoring one of his own, and the flawless streak continues as 4-0 is what the Caribougang find themselves at, trying to prove that game number 2 is just a blip on the radar. They are still here in form and here ready to destroy as a dominating lead not even 90 seconds into the game. Gonna be a little bit of a double commit there towards the kickoff, and it does open up a shot, but the ball goes wide. It's over off the crossbar. It's gonna find Owen Milestone is just gonna be an open shot towards net, and an easily sunken ball there is a 5-0 lead found yet again. It is just a dominating showing, and you can tell just a few too many mistakes being made from the Sub to Musty side. It's opening up a few too many opportunities, and the Caribougang are showing that they are absolutely able to capitalize whenever an opportunity arises. It's over to Owen, and it's going to be another shot towards net as it's Steve Jobs to try to follow this up. Slushy wants to follow up into a double touch goal and isn't quite able to get there in time. Forced away, doesn't quite expect the whiff there from the defender. And it's going to end up being a 50 favoring the orange slightly. It's back into the blue corner. Jobs wants to try to open up some sort of goal with this, but Owen getting in the way, ends up centering it mid a bit, but it's going to go straight back over towards the left wall and trying to follow this one through, but it's Miller Lite to kill this back over towards the middle. It's going to be back towards the corner. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock, and Owen once again retaking possession. This time, instead of the back pass, he's just going to choose to play it upfield himself. Intercepting there against Jobs as well, and might be able to do this one all himself. He's not able to. Sets up Slushy, but it's off the corner, and now Jobs to replay. But Owen still here, still dominant, but not able to sink in the double touch as Slushy forced to come in from the back line. Really needs to come in and try to secure something here for Steve Jobs, but he's not able to as Owen back just in time. 2 minutes left. Still on the goose egg here for the orange side players, and we're still waiting just to see some of those flashes of brilliance we got to see from game number 2. But so far, it seems like the odd games are going the way of the Caribougang because it's just been a complete shutout here for the past 3 minutes of play. It's back over to Slushy, who tries to intercept in a pinch. Gonna favor the orange. Jobs gonna be able to secure the first. 7 seconds away here from the final 100. And that will be the first of 5 that they need if they want to open up overtime still. Doable. A 2v2, of course. We're going to be seeing if they're able to. The kickoffs have been heavily favoring the blue. You're already seeing Owen wants to play this fast. It's back over towards the wall, and Job's going to kill it. Ends up taking it high and isn't able to land the follow-up. That's going to force Miller just to kill it to the wall, but Owen already here, and this time the double commit from the blue-sided player is going to screw him over a little bit. They're going to end up pinching the ball and leaving it lie, but luckily for them, the sub to Musty boys not in time to get there and capitalize, so it's going to be straight back over towards the middle. And it's Miller Lite to play this back up. Owen intercepting the ball, and Jobs wants to play this off the corner, but Slushy already waiting back, is able actually to read off against that clear, but not able to get it into the net just yet, and oh no, unlucky as the touch from Jobs finds its way over his car and leaves Owen with an easily shot ball into the orange net. And just like that, 5-goal lead regained. 6-1. And if it was dominant before, it's not quite as dominant as we saw out of the first game, but definitely still a heavy-handed showing. As it's the Caribougang absolutely wrecking havoc here on the pitch. 50 seconds, 45. As you're seeing, it's already finding its way over in front of this orange net. It just seems like so many times the 50s that they're forcing, the Caribougang are just so aggressive on their 50s and the fights that they take that there's just no way for the orange to capitalize and get any field positioning. I mean, you could see in game number 2, they were able to open up some parts of that pitch, able to take some angles, and managing to essentially just blockade themselves into certain parts of the pitch and just sink in the goals when the opportunities arise. That's how they were able to force it to that equalized situation and able to sneak in that goal off some of the few mistakes from the blue. But it seems like they're back into their old habits, and unfortunately they're going to need to break them quick because that's the Caribougang getting up to a 2-1 lead in the best of 7. Loading back into it after the strong showing in Game 2, sub to Musty get flummoxed in the third, and Caribougang find themselves with another lead in the match. A best of 7, of course, so needing at least 2 more to claim away the win, but they're looking at pretty strong at the moment. A boom over towards mid. Miller Lite intercepting it, or at least attempting to, but Slushy just going to do it all himself yet again. Carries that ball up onto his back and just delivers it into the goal. Just an easy shot there from him, and you thought maybe Jobs would be able to intercept, but too well read, too patient, and places it perfectly to beat out against that defender and get another 1-goal lead. This time only taking 14 seconds. And Owen to take this ball into the orange. Met there by Jobs, going to open up a potential for a play away, but it's actually going to be an interesting shot there from Owen, able to hit that back over towards an orange side player that's trying to escape and ends up hitting it back over towards their own net. So a little bit of a forced self-center. But either way, it finds its way over in front of the blue net now. You're seeing it's, oh my goodness, such a fast shot from Owen to try to capitalize. It goes low, and it's easily saved, but Miller already pushing this counter offense, and you can see Slushy not able to save that one away in time, but it's hit back over, but Owen able to do it all himself now, as just going to be able to dribble it past two, sits it directly in front of that net off a beautiful little shot downfield, and it's going to be Slushy sinking it in yet again for a 2-goal lead here a minute into the game. Another dominant start, it seems, here from the Caribougang, and for some the Musty, that's not what they wanted to see. They were hoping that they were playing a little game of odds and evens, where they'd win the evens and the Caribougang would win the odds, so we'd see a game number 7, but so far, it just seems like that game 2, more and more starting to seem like a fluke as Slushy. Whatever was happening there, whatever caused him to turn off, seems to have flipped, and he is looking more dominant than ever, and Owen as well. Definitely been able to open himself up more throughout the play. It was definitely the Slushy show in game 1, but more and more as these games have progressed, we have seen the Owen milestone that has put this team at 7-0 so far in regulation and playoffs. They have been so strong throughout the season, but of course, we know that the Sub to Musty side definitely able to win out. They forced many teams to game number 7 situations. In fact, the team that's currently in the Game Finals right now, the Flaming Ferrets or the Fire Ferrets, I do remember exactly what type of fire they decided to go with for their team name. They actually beat them once before. So, Caribougang definitely showing up and putting on a very dominant showing, as Miller Lite not able to get a touch on that ball just yet, but it's not going to be scored past him. Owen not able to sneak that one by. A boom downfield, and it will be Owen back in the defense looking to clear it away. It opens up a shot towards net as, oh, the fade away and the double touch, but it's not going to land. We're just into the second half, and Jobs trying to dribble this one upfield, but it's caught there against Slushy, and Miller Lite has to fall back, can't allow a booming shot. And he is going to get back in time. Jobs actually going to be there to cut in the way and deny that clear, and Miller Lite, a little overzealous to get his way in front of the ball, ends up bumping Jobs, allows Slushy to get back into the action, and he's already setting up to try to play this out, but a beautiful little block there from Jobs to deny the angle, and it's going to be Jobs once again just trying to hit it back downfield. It's a boom towards mid, 2 minutes, 2-0. Definitely tieable, at least more tieable than the 6-1, but they still have to find some way through the defense, because for the last 3 minutes, we've just been seeing shot after shot, and once again, another one finds the net as Owen gonna be here to say exactly what I was saying earlier. It's definitely not the Slushy show anymore. He is putting up some shots, and what an angle to find as well. So just into the final 100 seconds, Caribougang looking to get their 3rd on the board, and in a dominating showing yet again, as still on the goose egg there for the Orange. So the Musty definitely going to be trying to find their way back into the action, but Miller Lite does have a potential for a shot. Not quite enough boost to get power behind it, so ends up having to get Owen the ball over towards the midfield, and Slushy following this fast. It's a little bit of a pogo shot, but it's low. Jobs able to jump up in time to deny, and Slushy just trying to get in the way. Tries to block off with a little bit of T-boning, isn't quite able to do it. And Owen, pressing this issue, going to be killing Miller Lite, and that's going to leave Slushy with the ball in the blue, and with only 65 seconds to go, Jobs has a lot on his plate if he wants to try to get this past and open up the first of 3, but once again, a boom downfield denied by Owen, and it's going to be hit back over towards this corner. Slushy to clear away. It's back towards mid. Miller Lite to play it away, and it's over back towards this wall. It's hit mid. Going to be touched additionally, and a nice little follow-through touch. That was a good little adjustment from Slushy to be able to get himself in front of the ball and be able to hit that one away. Slushy as well. A sinking shot onto net, and you thought Miller Lite could save it, but it's just too far. Just too far indeed, as Miller Lite gets himself too close to the ball, but not close enough to secure that save, and with only 34 seconds to go, it would be quite the effort from these players to force out 4 quick ones in 30. Jobs trying to open it up, but Slushy reading it out, able to deny along that goal line, and you're already seeing Owen replaying this back into the orange, so the 30 degrades to 20, and the 20 degrading even further, and yet no goals scored as Sub to Musty shut out of game number 4, as it's going to be the Caribougang, showing that game 2 perhaps just a fluke, and they are here to win it all as they put themselves up to match point, and Sub to Musty gonna need 3 games to get themselves in contention for the finals. Finding our way back into the pitch for what could potentially be the final game of the match, as Caribougang sitting up at match point. From here on out, it is do or die for the Sub to Musty side. If they lose a game, they are out of the tournament. They get to play for that 3rd place spot, of course, but that isn't what anybody who's still competing in the playoffs wants to play for right now. They're looking for that gold, or at least a shot at the silver, and right now, Miller Lite trying to see if he can open up something, and leaving it over towards mid again, giving a little bit too much room over towards Slushy, but Jobs there to deny. It's back over towards this wall as Slushy intercepting again, hits it mid, but Jobs already setting up for it. It's a lob downfield, it's a little low, and that's going to allow Owen Milestone to get back in time, hit it back over towards the orange, and Miller Lite intercepting this one. Does have a potential shot, but Slushy too fast over his head, back over towards the orange goal. And trying just to sink that in along the goal line, and that is an unfortunate miss from the red-sided Fennec as Jobs not able to get up in time. Tries to read it there against the initial touch on the wall, and you can just see has to fall off to try to save it again, and not able to get himself in front of it before it finds the net. That is the first goal scored for the blue, and only 4 minutes left to go for the Sub to Musty side to tie this one up, where they will be, of course, out of playoffs contention. Slushy, though, trying to open up towards this net, trying to fake himself out a bit just to throw Miller Life off his game. Miller Life, but, you know, for him, the Miller Lite is probably his life, so that's good. You don't name yourself Miller Lite without a deep connection to the brand, Twitch chat. It's going to be hit back over towards this midfield line. It's going to be a shot on net, actually, from Miller Lite, but Slushy there to deny. Jobs able to pinch it off the wall. It's back over towards the blue, but Owen getting a pinch of his own, a little slower, mind you, but does get it back over towards the orange, and Slushy just making sure that ball cannot find its way any further into their territory. Jobs wants to play this away. Can't get the follow-up shot, and Owen, a back pass over to Slushy. This has seen so much success throughout the match, and Jobs wanting to shut it down as fast as possible. Miller Lite is able to force out a very dominant 50 there against Owen, but not able to force anything else as Slushy finds it back over in front of the orange net. It's almost a shot on, and Owen tries to follow through to make it come true, but he's not going to be able to do it, and now it's going to be a boom back over towards the midfield line. It's back over to Slushy. Hits it mid, and Owen already there to deny it. The save not gonna be allowed as he just pogos it straight into the right and sets up a 2-goal lead, 19 seconds away from the halftime mark. The last time we checked in on the score, it was a 1-goal lead at 4 minutes to go. It's become a 2.5 minutes almost, and that goal lead has only expanded. Miller Lite, a lot to do here alongside his compatriot, but Jobs going to be able to save that one away. The 3rd goal denied. Miller Lite had fallen back for a boost, but he has to reaggress this and try to save it away. Isn't able to connect with the ball, so Jobs to the wall, able to play this one over mid. Miller Lite seeing the opportunity for danger, does aggress himself up, but Owen already reading there against that ball, gets it to the wall, and it's going to be hit back over towards the midfield line, so Miller Lite back off the corner. Finds itself mid, and it's going to be Slushy. He wants to clear this away, but he can't quite do it. So it's going to be over to Jobs, as it wasn't Slushy trying to clear it away. Sorry, it was Jobs. Getting the players mixed up, as Slushy definitely looking to do anything but clear it. Of course, now he'll take a clear, but doesn't ultimately matter, as with 2 minutes left, it is Owen booming it back into the orange with a potential for a double touch and almost able to hit it as well, but Jobs just barely off the ball. It throws him off enough to deny that shot, and Slushy able to deny a dribble there from Jobs on the goal line. 100 seconds to go, and it is Slushy once again carrying this ball back into the orange. It's a pass towards mid. Owen's there, and the hat trick is scored with 95 seconds to go, and things are looking bleak for the orange. They're shut out of game number 1, shut out of game number 3, or sorry, game number 3, game number 4. And now they're looking to be shut out of game number 5 to take away the win, but Jobs gonna sink in the first of 3 needed. There are 92 seconds to go. They need 2 more goals in order to pull off a victory, or at least give them a shot at it. 2 more goals to get themselves into OT, where they have won 100% of the near OTs that we've had. So Owen to play this up. Gets it back over mid, and that's a nice little setup for Slushy, and he's not quite able to hit it. Jobs isn't able to boom it away, though, so that keeps the ball over towards the blue, and it's already another pass, and already another shot. And the blue side here, the Caribougang are just so good at these fast passing plays. It's over off the corner. Miller Lite can't get up in time to clear it away, and he's just too slow to the ball. It's Slushy up in time off a nice little pass from the teammate. And now it's 78 seconds to go, and the 3-goal lead finds its way back over, favoring the side of the Blue Man group here. It's going to be Jobs wanting to play that back over, but Miller Lite has already fallen away. He wants to play defensively, but you don't really have the time to play defensively right now. There's 64 seconds to go. You need 3 goals to give yourself any sort of chance at the playoffs. And he ends up centering it up for Owen Milestone, who isn't able to hit the ball. So God, gonna be able to smile down upon these orange side players. They want to try to sneak in something. They want to make Musty proud, but they're not able to do it just yet, as Myler gonna be able to find this back over towards the net and just gonna do it all himself. And let's watch that one more time here on the replay, because he picks it up, goes off the ceiling, and is just gonna sink in a ceiling shot just to add insult to injury. And we were saying that it was the Slushy show earlier, but as we said, Owen has definitely started to show us his stuff, and what a way to add insult to injury there for the sub to Musty side. And it's just going to be heartbreaking to see, as Jobs trying to read there, but he knows it's over. It's 6-1, and it's going to be with 28 seconds to go. It seems like the orange side has all but given up. Jobs just waiting there along the goal line as he watches Slushy sink in another one. And with 28 seconds left, it's looking like the Caribougang have stamped their way into the IGL Fall 2020 Finals, and that is just unfortunate. You hate to see it over from the orange side, but they have given up on the match. An unfortunate thing to do, but that's just how it goes. And after such a dominant showing from the Caribougang, it has to be rough over in those comms. They are probably just not feeling very good about this one. It is an unfortunate end to a very strong season from them. A 6-2 scoreline throughout their regulation and playoffs run, and they will still have a shot at the bronze medal, but they will of course lose their opportunity at the gold. And it is going to be the end of an era, the end of the sub to Musty run through the playoffs, but it was a good showing from them all the way through, and at the end of the day, they just got stopped by some stronger opponents. So well played to everybody, but it will be the Caribougang claiming the win, 4-1.